Welcome to myacats.com, where learning is understanding. Let's understand what is the difference between a sequence, a series, and a progression. Students generally use three terms interchangeably, but these three terms are different. Now, what is a sequence? A sequence is a set of numbers. There are certain numbers and we have formed a set out of these numbers. And how this set is formed? This set is formed according to some specific logical rule. There is some rule. By using that rule, I have formed a set of numbers. But remember that this rule is a logical rule. It is not a mathematical rule. It may be a mathematical rule, but it's not necessary that it has to be a mathematical rule. It may be any logical rule. For example, my prime sequence. My prime sequence is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Now, my prime sequence is a set of prime numbers. But in this case, I do not have a formula that what will be my nth term. But I can find out what my next number is. So this is an example of a sequence. The next example is a Fibonacci sequence. In Fibonacci sequence, my first term is 0 and my second term is 1. After that, my all next terms are the addition of last two terms. For example, this one is the addition of these two terms. This 2 is the addition of 1 plus 1. This 3 is the addition of 2 plus 1. This 21 is the addition of 18 plus 13. So this is a sequence because I cannot form a formula for my nth term. So I repeat that sequence is a set of numbers arranged according to some logical rule. That logical rule may be a mathematical rule or may not be a mathematical rule. Now we will understand what a progression is. A progression is a set of numbers arranged according to some definite rule. So here there is some mathematical rule, and using that mathematical rule I form a set of numbers. That set of numbers becomes my progression. However, progression differs from sequences that in a progression I can have a definite formula for the nth term. Whereas in a sequence, I can have a formula or I may not have a formula. So if I can have a formula, then it becomes a progression. For example, my progression is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on. So here I can find out that my nth term is 2n. When my n is 1, my term t1 becomes 2. When n is 2, my t2 becomes 4. When my n is 3, my t3 becomes 6. For example, my square of numbers. My first term is 1 square, second is 2 ka square, third is 3 ka square, fourth is 4 ka square, like this. So here my nth term is n ka square. So when my n is 1, t1 becomes 1 square. When n is 2, t2 becomes 2 square. When n is 3, t3 becomes 3 square, so on. So I can have a formula for the nth term. So if I can have a formula, then it becomes a progression. Now we will understand what a series is. A series is a sequence or progression of numbers added by a plus sign. For example, my series of prime numbers is 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 and so on. So when I add a plus sign to my sequence, it becomes a series. For example, my series of Fibonacci numbers. My first term is 0, then plus 1, then plus 1, then plus 2, then plus 3, then plus 5, then plus 8, then plus 13. So this is my Fibonacci series. These are my terms of Fibonacci sequence followed by plus sign. For example, 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 and so on. Now here my nth term is 2n. My first term is 2 followed by plus, my second term is 4 followed by plus, my third term is 6 followed by plus. So this is a series. Now just remember that the word series is said to represent the sum of the numbers and not the sum itself. For example, my series of natural number is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on. Now a series of first 4 natural numbers is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Now the sum of these numbers is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 equals to 10. So my series is this one. This is not a series. This is the sum of the series and my series is this. So this is saying is the word series is said to represent the sum of the numbers. The sum of the numbers and not the sum itself. So now we have understood what a sequence is, what a progression is, and what a series is. If you have understood it, then please like, share and subscribe it. Thank you.